Always have water ready.
Oh, you know it's vodka. Don't lie.
Should have something else.
Ah.
I think we're on.
We are on. What's happening, everybody? Dave the Film Junkie here. Welcome to the vodka stream. That's right.
What's up?
That is actually a lot of people yesterday when they were asking me if I was doing a live stream of all the Comic-Con stuff. People kept asking me, "Are you going to do a vodka stream?" Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
that would be totally original.
I was like, maybe something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, welcome to the Film Junket podcast. I am, of course, with a man that everybody loves, a man who has a soothing voice that soothes my soul, Mr. Chris Wong-Swenson. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hopefully everybody's doing
Post-Comic-Con.
Post-Comic-Con.
Is everybody drunk or depressed or happy?
I think it's a little bit of everything, pretty much. Yeah, in this episode, we're going to be talking about all of that stuff. And
moonshine.
Yeah, there you go. Is that what you got? You got moonshine? He says he has
Someone
water,
said
guys.
That, moonshine. I have
he has water, but I don't know about that. I think he's lying, guys. I think he's lying.
They start slurring.
We can't tell. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna start.
It's the same cup. It doesn't have to be. It could be coffee. You wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know. See, I hide nothing. I hide nothing right there. But then again, I could be. It could be water, and I could just be playing a part.
Right.
But anyways, guys, yeah, welcome to the podcast. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, last week was just absolutely batshit nuts. I mean, right from the start, that Monday, it just started, and it really didn't let up. There's a lot of things that happened. I mean, the Monday started off with that comicbook.com article that stated that Snyder was not going to attend Comic-Con. And that's what I heard too. So I backed it up, and didn't get too many people happy with me on that one. Whoa, now they're
like, we should have listened.
Hey, all I wanted is, what I've said many times is I'm just, don't get too hyped up. That's all. Just don't get too hyped up because you're only going to get met with disappointment. That's the message I was trying to convey. But of course, people still didn't want to hear it, and then of course they were like, "Oh, now you're just gloating and this," and I'm like, "Whoa!" I mean, what do you want me to? It wasn't like I didn't pull a Scoopy Pants. I didn't pull an Umberto.
Yeah,
that guy gloats when he's right. Oh, he gloats.
Right.
I try not to be like that, but
right. Well, you were hoping anyway. You were still like,
I was.
If it happened,
that's the thing. I was like, I wanted to be wrong. I wanted it to be so wrong. I wanted that guy to show up with a mask on the floor and posting the Snyder Cut exists posters all around.
Yep.
That would have been sweet. But
yep.
But we'll talk more about that. And then of course, we got a lot of Aquaman stuff, which was great. The first official poster, the other poster, which was I think a lot better than the first poster, just because it had everybody on there and it was drawn.
The Geek one, that was awesome.
That was fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that's something that you see on the cover of a comic book, or even the cover of like a DVD of one of the animated movies. That's what really reminded me of.
Yeah.
But of course, there's people that were making fun of the Aquaman poster.
Wait,
but
which one?
The original one, yeah.
Oh,
okay. How I looked with the fish. I mean, there was a lot of great memes.
The Getty shark.
Yeah, the Getty shark was a big thing, and I'm loving the fact that everybody's taking that as a joke now, because when that was pointed out by like 2 different accounts, I mean, people were pissed off, of course. And I was like, oh, one of them's got a huge following. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
The Armored Skeptic guy. I mean, he's got over 100,000, and he's, got a big YouTube presence. He's
got over 100,000.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, don't do it. He's gonna post screenshots and show people that. And he did exactly that, and so did his lady friend, who also has a huge following. And she was also right there going, look at these DC fans. And I'm like, see, this is what we don't need right now. That's why I was like, just let it go. And then, but luckily, after the trailer came out, everybody was like, hey, look at the Getty shark had its spotlight in the trailer. So a lot of
they made fun of that. That's pretty good.
Exactly. So I'm glad for that. And then we got, all that stuff and everything. Everybody's nerding out. And then the big thing happened. The big thing dropped. The big article from Wall Street Journal, which we're going to talk about right now because obviously Chris was interviewed for such article. And you were quoted, I think, only twice?
Twice, 2 lines out of over 30 minutes.
Over 30 minutes. See, that's what I wanted to talk about. So how many questions do you think he asked you?
Quite a lot. It's almost similar to what Fiona's 4 pages were, minus the the ForSnyderCut.com, because I'm not part of that. And I forgot there was another issue about talking directly to Zack Snyder. So those 2 questions weren't asked to me, but for the most part, all the other questions were asked to me. Yeah, same questions. And a lot of it was I talked a lot more. In fact, after I said about the one line he used to show that, if Zack Snyder doesn't show up, a lot of people are gonna lose faith in that. And I said, well, that's what I'm thinking, because it's only logical to think that way, because people are thinking it's a big show, it's probably going to happen there.
Perfect
and
place
then
to do it.
Yeah, so he totally took out the part where he says, but mainly Warner Brothers probably wants to promote their 3 biggest movies coming out. And of course he didn't use that because he wanted to show he wanted to take me out. So but I mean, not take me out, but use it in a way to for his article or his intention, whatever it was. And that's how it was for that. But,
yeah, that's gotta suck. It's gotta suck to wake up to that and realize, like, because I watched your video about it. I was I was at work, and when it dropped, and then I read it, I just went, shit, I mean, I didn't, in my video, I didn't think it was like a full on like hit piece, because I just thought it could have been way, 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 way worse. And at first when it got brought up, I mean, we even talked about it too. Like, you said you got interviewed and you wondered if I was going to get interviewed. And we were talking about, we were worried that it was going to be a negative, or a hit piece or something like that.
That was my first thought.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Yeah, my first thought too. And discussing with some various other people, they were worried as well. And, I'm not, I know there's really passionate people out there, and I've read their tweets, and sometimes I'm like, and he could have easily used some of those, but luckily he only used Zod Rider's tweet, really, and it wasn't that bad because it was just a meme, that was just a meme. It was almost like he was trying to throw a little shade towards him, but I'm like, it's just a fucking meme. There's so many of those, and everybody laughs at them, nobody takes them seriously.
Well, that's his way of painting us in a cult.
Yeah, that's
starting off with that.
It was pretty. Reading through that, I was at work, and then I remember everybody was like, asking me, "What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?" And then I was gonna just shoot like a regular just video in my car on my lunch break, but I like must have like hit the record button about 4 times and then stopped, because I'm like, there's so much there's so much. There's just too much. That's why I was like, okay, I got to do like a long range video. I got to like jot stuff down. And I did that. I mean, usually with my, basic videos, I'll just, it's all just, let's just hit the record button and I'm just going to go and talk about it. Very rarely, unless it's a video that's going to be super long, that I need to like make bullet points, make notes. And I was writing, I have like a page of notes right there. The video is actually going to be way longer. Yeah. Release the Pena cut. Yeah, it was like, it was funny because when I first recorded, I had a technical difficulty. I forgot. My battery on my camera, for some reason, it was showing fully charged, but like almost halfway through it, it started blinking, and I went, you got to be kidding me. And for some reason, I have a spare battery, and for some reason, I forgot to plug that in. Yeah, and so I didn't have a spare battery ready. So I went, Jesus. But I looked at where I was, on the counter on both the audio and the video, and I'm like, holy crap, I've been talking for half an hour, and I'm like halfway done. Whoa. So I went, okay, I think I might be going a little too deep with this one, because I was reading through the entire article and just kind of breaking it down. Yeah. I know a lot of people probably would have appreciated that and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to talk about the main points, mainly, the box office and the Rotten Tomatoes shit. That's just fucking that's shit that we've been hearing for the past 5 years, about the box office and Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So then when I hit record again and decided to start over, I just kind of just brought that, and I just try to keep it tight. And 22 minutes, that's tight.
I mean, it's a long. It's funny because it's actually a simple article.
It really is.
Other articles and what's done. Yeah.
You would think that there would have been a little more detail. That's what when I first read it, I went, that was it? I mean, where was, and that's why I brought up those points in the video. Well, I was like, where's the good that some of these people have done? Like, for instance, the Black Panther screening that Comic Book Debate and Shiraz, all those guys did.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. And then the suicide prevention charity thing. I mean, that was a good thing. Why wasn't that there? And then the biggest one was, why was Jay Oliva's interview completely omitted? Yeah. Obviously, we know why, because he worked on the movie. He knows a lot of what's going on, and that's not what the article was supposed to show.
No, that did not back up the material that he wanted to paint. So,
not at all.
So, unfortunately, but I guess on the upside, we're in major trade.
Yeah, that's the positive spin on it. And now some people need to realize that it's like, well, we're it's out there. Yes, it's not a super positive article. Yes, it's not positive, or it's not a positive article really at all.
No,
but still, it gets it out there, and if hopefully if people that don't know about the whole movement and everything really do like their due diligence and just like, hey, let me look and see what's going on, and they don't just see crazy tweets from people, they don't see the crazy side of it, and they just actually look at like certain videos. Hopefully they go to the video side, and they find videos like yours or find videos like mine where we talk about it, and we try to be detailed and try to be nice. Well, I think you're nicer than me, but I'm just saying, it'd just be nice if that was the case. And maybe if you brought up those points too, like, hey, if you want to learn more about this, here's a couple of channels or some articles. I mean, Screen Rant has written some great articles about the movement,
right.
So, Dice and Colbert, they've written some great stuff. It would have been nice if maybe he also linked to those, like, hey, if you want to know more about what exactly, because he didn't even really, he gave like a summary of what happened, but it was barely anything. And some of the stuff, I mean, it was just the basic shit that we already knew. He didn't talk about
nothing new.
There's nothing new, and there was nothing that could have been referenced in those such articles from Screen Rant or videos like yours or mine, where we actually found out stuff. It would have been nice if he did something like that.
The only thing that threw me for a loop was the whole Whedon scenes. Zack Snyder approved or something. I'm like,
no.
What? This is like just like Comic Movie Marks had said. Was this written in November of 2017? Like, we're way past that now.
Yeah, and that's also another part that bothered me. And then I was like, okay, well, let's not just start yelling at the guy. Start asking him these questions. Why was this not there? Why was this not there? And I don't think he's even answered those questions. People have asked those questions. Even Jay was like, dude, where's my interview? Why didn't you put my interview in there? And I don't think, did he even respond to Jay? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
Yeah. And that just shows you right there. He responded. He responded to people asking him about, who's this person close to the film that you talked about? When he said, like, where's this magic Snyder cut, blah, blah, blah.
What did he say?
It's like people were wanting to know who that was and who the senior executive was. As well. I mean, and I get it too at times where it's like, sometimes maybe they're not going to give a name. That does happen, when they reach out to a source, sometimes the name is just not given and it's just, you get an answer and that's it. Like, I get that. That does happen sometimes, but at the same time, I'm just going, what he should have did, in my opinion, is I'm glad he interviewed both of you. I mean, Fiona obviously is leading it. You're, you make some pretty long range videos talking about everything, which is great. Whoa, sorry. And I wish he would have actually interviewed like somebody with a blue check mark who was like, this doesn't exist, just to get the different sides of it. And then as well as have Jay Oliva's interview as well, somebody who worked on it. So you get all these perspectives. You get somebody who's running the movement. You get somebody who is supporting it with videos. You get somebody who's completely against it, like Scoopy Pants or Con Radical, those guys.
Right.
And then you have somebody that worked on the film. It would have been nice. I mean, I was hoping for something like that, like a little bit more journalism and a little less bloggerism, you know?
Well, judging from what came out, we know that wasn't his intention. He didn't want to be thorough.
No, he didn't. I mean, it was such a short. He searched the piece he wanted
to do and back that up with whatever quotes gave him.
Yeah, and that's what sucks too. I mean, to only use 2 of your quotes, and you said what? How many questions do you think there were?
Because Fiona sent me her questions. She's like, these are the same questions he asked him. Says everything except those 2 for Snyder Cut.
What other questions did he ask? Like that could have been like pretty positive, you know? Do you think?
Can you remember? I'm trying to remember now.
I'm trying to.
I talked positively about it, but the ones that really stood out to me was when he said, "If I thought Warner Bros. Was being dishonest," and he said it in a way that's why I kind of thought, "Oh my God, I think this is a negative piece." Even though Fiona says we should think positively about it, I know, but you know, my instinctual gut, the first instinct was when he said Warner Bros. Being being dishonest, and actually what he said was his sources had said that there was only an assembly cut. When he told me that, I was like, okay. He told me that, and he said it in a way that was like, are you stupid?
Oh man.
And so I was like, I don't think it's gonna go the way we think it's gonna go, but you know, I got my hope and I was pretty optimistic about it, and
which is good.
Yeah, I really should have, you know, listened to my first instinct.
Yeah, I know. I was like, when you asked me if he was like, "Oh, did you get interviewed?" I was like, I wonder if he's gonna do that. And then I was like, I even said that day, I'm like, I wonder if there was a good reason why he didn't interview me, like if I was recommended. He might not even knew about me. I'm not saying that he did and he chose not to, but you know, obviously I've said that I know a lot of what happened behind the scenes and what is happening. So I'm just wondering if he did interview me, would my quotes also been omitted, you know, like Jay's, just because I know, you know, a lot of stuff that's happened. But yeah, that's the main thing is like, how do you not, and that was the biggest thing where I was like, okay, why would you not want to incorporate somebody who worked on the film? You know, that was the big thing.
Right.
You know, that's where it rubs me the wrong way and stuff. And yeah, it was just, that was a crazy day. A lot of people were not, because I know a lot of people were hyped about it because they were hoping that it was going to be a positive. And, you know, for the most part, it kind of looked like it because Fritz's old articles seemed like, okay, this guy doesn't seem like he's going to really do something, you know.
And negative. That book was about creative integrity, you know, and all that stuff. And it's like, well, that was.
But you brought up a good point in your video about Wall Street Journal going after like PewDiePie and Philip DeFranco and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I don't know who that guy was. I wasn't sure which writer. I didn't get a chance to look at which writer that went after them.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I know Wall Street Journal doesn't have a, you know, an eye for these YouTube influencers.
No, not at all.
I'm thinking I'm influencing. I'm just saying my mind.
What are you talking about? You're influencing me. You're influencing me.
But
drink more. Just kidding.
Oh, well, he's not take your shirt. Nah. I've seen people in the comments. I'm like, he has his shirt on. What's going on?
I don't know what. How did that turn into a thing, man? My shoulders. I mean, it was just funny because, you know, all of a sudden these random like Ant-Man fans just started retweeting and going, dude, could you put your shirt on, man? It's making me uncomfortable. I'm like, what?
That's weird.
What? I mean,
you've been doing it before.
Yes, I've been doing it for a while. You know, sometimes I just don't have my shirt on. I don't put it on. And it's not like I said too. I'm not like I'm doing it nipples up or something like that. I you know, got the shoulders in there, and it was just kind of funny. I mean, I didn't, you know, I just had fun with it for a little bit, and then I just, you know, everybody just came to my defense. So many comments that were like, dude, who cares? Your shoulders are great. Free the nipple, free the shoulders, and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, it just turned into a thing. Cool, that's fine. I don't mind. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody during the last podcast that I did, you know, by myself, somebody even asked like, how could I get shoulders like you? And I was just like,
Work out? Nah.
It's just a lot of shrugging. It's a lot of me just going like this. I don't know. You know, at work or with life, I'm just like, I don't know. That's all it is. That's how you get those shoulders. But anyways, back to the article. Where were we with that? So yeah, a lot of people were hyped up about it, but you know, at the same time, if you want to look at it in a positive way,
I've seen in the comments that it was Ben Fritz that went after PewDiePie.
Was it Ben Fritz?
I don't know, that's what people are saying.
Look into that.
Wish I knew that. I wish I knew that.
Son of a
ahead of time. Then I would have said, "No, not me, man."
That's ridiculous, man. Yeah. That is ridiculous.
But I would like to thank Ben Fritz for giving me that day. My subscribership went up like 150.
See, there you go.
And I had over 50 followers on Twitter. Just like I just followed you. So Ben Fritz, thank you for letting me find other people like me.
There you go. See, you're looking at your glasses half full right there.
So I was like, wow.
That's the way we got to look at it, you know. And I know a lot of people, and then there was even more people that were just like pissed at me too, because, you know, I think, okay, basically when it comes to all this, you know, and I've said this in videos and stuff like that, but, you know, when it, you know, back in last year, you know, there was a lot of defending, you know, big time. You were also probably, you know, you were doing it too, I'm sure, right? Defending all the articles about, you know, what was happening behind the scenes, you know, Mustache Gate, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, we're all thinking it's ridiculous. Yeah. And then to just see the movie and realize, oh shit!
Oh my god, those were right.
They were right. My god! And to walk out just like with like, you know, feel like you got punched in the gut. And then it was like that's when I kind of started, you know, going, okay, maybe this needs to be. Well, first off, I was going, okay, well, shit. Now we got to figure out what's going on. And that's where, like a month later, I mean, I started talking to various people, you know, who you know work on other sites, and you know, just kind of getting their critique, what they thought about Justice League and what they thought stuff that's going on. And, you know, that's where it all kind of started like, okay, this needs something happen. Let's just, what the hell? And that's when, like, I think like in December, like towards the end of December, that's when this source, that contacted me who worked on the film started sending me emails. You know, and I wasn't sure for the longest because I'm like, man, I got trolls. This could be a troll.
Yeah.
You know, how and I even said that to him, and then he's like, yeah, I know, there's no way I could really prove it to you. Yeah, but then eventually he did, you know. Eventually he full on did, and I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, I'll even say it, like one of the biggest thing that made it where I believed him was he asked me what my Vero was, and about 30 minutes later, Zack Snyder requested to connect with me on Vero.
Oh,
so boom. Cheers to that. Yeah.
Cheers to that. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's where it was like, okay, you're 100% true. Okay, cool. Yeah. So anybody who has any doubts about that, I mean, that's pretty much through this person. That's how Zack Snyder and me started, you know, on Vero. Of course, he does that with a lot of people, but I'm just saying it just to have him ask for my Vero and then like about a half an hour later get that message that Zack Snyder wants to connect with you, which, you know, you know, you just get like a fangirl. Like,
I know. I was like freaking out.
I bet too. I mean, it's just like a weird thing. And it's always comforting. I don't know about you, but when I post something on Vero, when I check it, I either get happy or sad that Zack Snyder liked it or didn't.
Yeah. So I was like,
I don't care about any of you other fucks. I don't care about any of you other fucks, man. As long as I see Snyder's name, I'm happy. If I don't, I'm sad. Nah. I like interacting with people. Yeah. Well, anybody who wants to connect with me on there, I always hit accept. So if you want to connect with me on Vero, I always hit accept. You know, I'm all about that. But yeah, I love seeing Zack Snyder light. I know. Yeah, because it's always like right on top.
The American Eagle, and you're like, there it is. There it is. Yes. God has touched your
soul. I can disconnect for the rest of the day. Shut it down. But anyways, yeah. So with all that, I started kind of just like looking at things differently and going, okay, with all this stuff, we need to take a different approach because I mean, I get it. Emotions run high, you know, it's social media and this, and, you know, I even talk about with you, how I love that you're so nice. You don't quote tweet, you know, somebody and just go, what the hell, you know, like a lot of people do when somebody with a small following ends up saying something bad about the DCEU or whatever. And I kind of was thinking, you know what? I mean, shortly after that, I started recognizing you, even though like you would tweet me every now and then. And then I saw your video about, you know, the breaking down of everything.
Right.
And, you know, and then I saw your approach. I mean, and I really saw Shiraz's approach to, you know, stuff, you know, when he gets attacked, and he's very respectful and very, you know, you never see him just go, you know, attack. So I was like, okay, there's something to that. That seems a little more positive than, you know, the approach of just knee jerk and, you know, let's just get angry at people. And that's where I kind of started like changing. And that's where I was kind of telling people, let's stop doing this because it's just going to put a negative spin. And that's kind of where it just, that's why I'm trying to convey that message, but some people don't like that.
So real quick, I said in the comments, Ramesh, you did our edit of our faces. Apparently, Zack Snyder liked that edit.
No shit.
I was like, I was like, he did.
Did I post
That's cool.
I was gonna post it on Vero. So I totally forgot to. Yeah, see, there you go. Recognize.
Cool. By the way, thanks, Ramesh. Thank you so much, Ramesh.
That was awesome. Like, because me and Chris were talking through our DMs, and he was just letting me know about something, and he's like, "Yeah, I guess we're basically like the Bruce and Clark." And then you sent the picture of that, the image of that, and I was like, "Man, that'd be so cool if somebody photoshopped our faces on there." And so I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna reach out. You know, these people work quick." And sure enough, that was a very good edit. I mean, it really does. It really does look like I'm like, you know, bickering about something. You're just kind of going, all right, shut up.
Oh no, Ramesh is fast. He's the guy who edited that AT&T poster for me, the Superman, I believe. And then I posted it on my wall.
Yeah. By the way, I keep getting distracted by the hat behind you. It looks like a Shazam hat. It looks like a Shazam hat, but it's a Power Rangers hat. Yeah, I know. At first I was like, oh, he got a Shazam hat. I'm like, wait a minute, it's the 3D lightning bolt. Oh, yeah. I was like, one day. There you go. But anyways, so I mean, that's when I started kind of, and then just talking with everything, and then talking to that source, and then just going, okay, you know, realizing that, okay, it's not gonna be quick. It's not this whole movement. It's not gonna, it's not gonna be a quick thing. It's gonna take some time. You know, listening to what he has to say, listening to what Fiona had to say, and just listening to everybody, and just going, okay, it's not gonna be an easy thing. And I thought, man, I had more to say about this, but I can't really remember.
Yeah, they're really.
I hate that. Oh, yeah. What?
At least your cut. No.
Oh, okay. Your audio cut out, and it said release a cut, and I'm like, whoa, buddy. It's not Film Junkie After Dark, right?
Yeah,
that's later. But yeah, so it's just, that's where I kind of just started taking that approach, you know. And then lately it was just, you know, especially last week, it was just like trying to tell everybody not to get too hyped up about things. You know, people just didn't want to hear. People were betting on Comic-Con just.
You know, and it's just a natural thing because it's a big thing, and it's San Diego Comic-Con. So, you know, people are like, oh, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. And so
I know, and I get it.
If it didn't happen, well, oh my God.
And I get it. And I was hoping for the best. I really was. But I just didn't want people to be let down, which a lot of people were. But let's get off that. I mean, we pretty much talked about all that. I mean, we know, you know, hopefully, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with all that? But the positive about it is Chris got more. You got more following. That's great. That's good. It's good PR. It's good exposure, I guess you could say. It was good exposure for the movement. I mean, for people, some people are going to just shit on it, whatever. But at the same time, there's going to be those people who actually look into it and hopefully find your videos, my videos, you know, certain videos, find, you know, this. At least he posted Fiona's website, so then they could look at that and see the positivity there.
It's true.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's how we can look at it, you know, and hopefully, we can all relax a little bit. But Comic-Con, what did you think of Comic-Con, Chris?
Comic-Con. Well, first
we
DC
can talk about the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. The DC animated movies are coming out. Those are exciting.
Death of Superman just showed up, right?
Yeah, Reign of Superman. And then what was the other ones? The Justice League versus I can't remember another Justice League movie. Yeah. Hush is going to have Hush.
Oh, and then, I heard about that. That's
another Wonder Woman. Yeah. So Hush is, I can't wait for them. So I'm like, they're making these types of movies. I can't wait till they make Kingdom Come.
Oh my god.
Or
Can you
Infinite
imagine?
Crisis
Can
and
you
all
imagine
like
like
that.
a live action Kingdom Come
I can
directed by Zack
imagine live
Snyder?
action. I
Directed by
can.
Zack Snyder. Oh,
Oh man,
wouldn't
that
that
would be
be?
perfect.
That would be perfect for him. My
Yeah,
God. I mean, because I know he took a little bit of elements from that, you know, for
yeah.
Batman or Superman.
Or
Or
Injustice.
yeah, or
Yeah.
don't even. Oh God,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy. But
Yeah.
what would you say? What won Comic-Con for you? What was your favorite thing?
Godzilla, the
Yeah, I figured you were
trailer.
gonna say
That
that.
one for me. I was freaking out. I was like,
My
"Oh my God, it's
God.
King Ghidorah!"
That
Mothra.
Mothra shot was gorgeous. Like I would
Yeah.
have that on my wall. Like when you see the wings spread out and you see
Yeah.
how big, and then just the fucking
Yeah.
neon type colors, and I was like, oh my
The
God.
colors really made it for me. You got the
Yeah.
orange, you got the blue, and Kenny Anderson, he's on Twitter. He said it perfectly. This is like it was shot by Zack Snyder. I'm like, yeah, kind of. No.
See, I love
I
when people
actually
say
like
that.
it.
Yeah.
But it really different from what Michael Dougherty shot before. I mean, Claus. I watched Claus, Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and this one is beautiful. I mean, he's got
That's the
it
director,
looks
right?
like Mad Max. Yeah,
Yeah.
the director of that, and he totally went that route and was like, "Whoa, this is impressive stuff." And the music,
Oh
it's
yeah.
not simple actiony, and it's just it's a beautiful movie, and I can't wait to see it.
I mean that movie looks. I mean, I want to see that on the biggest screen possible. My God.
Yeah, I am definitely going to be in there. And
Yeah, because I mean, just there's so much. It just, I mean, you're talking about big monsters here, and the scale. I mean, the magnitude of this film. I mean, the first one. I mean, I'm a big fan of the first one. I love the fact that who was it? Which one was it? Gavin Edwards or Gareth Edwards? I can never get those guys.
Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I love the fact that he teased Godzilla the whole time. You know, a lot of people didn't like that, but I'm like, what are you talking about? That goes back to Jaws and Jurassic Park, you know, teasing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't like that. And the only thing I didn't like was the fact that they killed Cranston, which not even he liked.
Yeah. Well, I think Cranston would have been a better actor to go throughout the whole movie than, you know. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
But I mean, there's some of those shots in there. My favorite shot of the first Godzilla movie is when Godzilla is making his way to the coast,
right?
And he dives underneath that carrier, and you see that shot where it's quiet. It's so haunting the way it does. You just see him go underneath them, and it's such a beautiful shot. I got goosebumps just fucking thinking about it right now. It's
well, that movie is all about suspense.
Oh yeah,
all about suspense.
It was so much about build up.
And unfortunately, I wish the payoff was a little bit more. He did the Jaws approach, and I totally get why he did that. And so people were asking if Michael Dorr is going to do that Jaws thing, and he's like, "Nope." We've seen it, right? There's going to be a lot more Godzilla in this one.
You could tell
in the last one. That was one of the things.
Yeah, so. I mean, then of course in the original Godzilla movie, I mean, when he first breathes his fire thing, I mean, that was just the way it just builds up to the you know, from his tail to the back, and then just oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw it like opening night, the whole theater just lit up when that happened. Right. Everybody just cheered.
Oh yeah, I was like freaking out. I was like,
I know. I was like, oh my God, just the fact that it just would like it was just building up. Yeah. But that trailer, I mean, it's I mean, there's always about, you know, a lot of people go, well, yeah, but what about the human element? They always try to intertwine
well, see, I think this movie, from what I've heard about how Vera Farmiga's her character is be able to communicate with the monsters.
Oh.
And then when you watch the trailer multiple times, I'm wondering if she's like the bad guy.
She might
in a way, because like kind of the Thanos, where she wants to destroy the infection with the fever. That's what she's talking about. And even her own husband says, "You're out of your mind." And then the way they cut it, where her daughter looks, Millie Bobby Brown looks to her and says, "You're a monster." And she's like, "I'm sorry."
Look at
So
you.
I think she's the villain. And okay,
did not think about that.
So I think she's the villain in this whole thing.
There you go.
And they need Godzilla to come back and take them all out. So
there you go. Yeah. See, hey, I didn't really think about that. I mean, I was kind of wondering like who's the baddie, you know, of the humans, you know, and I was kind of like trying to figure that out, and yeah, that does make sense.
There you go.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Alex Lobo in the house.
Yeah. So Millie Brown, I mean, she's a nice little added bonus. I mean, obviously with Stranger Things, when everything's going on and she screams, she could be a new scream queen. She is a good screamer. I mean, like if you see on Stranger Things and this, I mean, she brings, I mean, you have to have that in this kind of movie, I think. So I think it's adding her to it was a stroke of genius, I think.
Yeah. Well, so instead of humans trying to follow monsters around, they actually have a role in this, which I like.
Yeah, they're not just like, you know, hey, we're trying to find this creature, let's like blow it up. Oh, and here comes Godzilla. Oh my God, just let them fight. You know, I mean, you know, and like I said, I'm a fan of the first one, but it's you're right. It seems like this one, they're trying to find these creatures, and then they're, you know, to pretty much, and then you're gonna get like backgrounds of it, you know, when you see the stuff on the walls and you know and everything, and you're gonna get backstory. I just wonder how it's gonna lead into the whole Godzilla versus King Kong thing. That's what I'm wondering about.
That's what I'm worrying about.
I'm sure they'll have a secret thing.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens towards the end. Why they get Kong involved if Godzilla is supposed to be the good guy and Kong is the good guy. And so we've been joking, it's like save Martha.
That's right. I remember seeing that. Martha. That's what the twist is gonna be. Is like Mothra. Yeah. Hey, it's a funny joke.
It's a funny joke.
No, I saw that. I saw that when that was announced and everything, and I thought that was pretty funny. And you know, I mean, that just shows you right there. Batman vs Superman. Yeah, even though there are people that make fun of it, I mean the Martha jokes are always around, and it's like, what other comic book movie really has?
It's in pop culture now.
It really is. They mentioned it on Deadpool. So there you go.
Here you go, man.
You can't be disappointed with that. I mean, you know, it's whatever. But what did you think of the Glass trailer?
The Glass trailer, I love the Glass. So I had friends who were like, Split, nah, we'll skip. You cannot skip Split. Like, and I've been telling them forever, but it's too late. They're like, oh, Split's part of the Unbreakable. I was trying to tell you, watch that movie. But now, you know, it's out of the bag.
I know it sucks because, like, you know, if I talk about this movie with people who haven't seen Unbreakable, but saw Split and they were like confused, it's like, well, you have to see Unbreakable.
You have to see Unbreakable.
In
that order.
Dude, I leaped out of my chair. And Split.
Split?
When it was revealed that it was part of the universe. I mean, I was in one of those, you know, recliner chairs kind of thing, you know, the lecture, you know, and I was getting up, and all of a sudden when that happened, I went, oh my God, I just yelled out. Oh, and I just went, holy shit. And I turned to my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, it's the Unbreakable universe. She had no clue what the fuck I was talking about. People were looking at me going, what the fuck is going on with this guy? And that's just like that, like, I liked the movie. I liked the movie a lot, but that just made me love the movie. Like it just turned it to me just going, oh, I love the movie. My God.
Oh, yeah. It made all sense because I was like, and a funny thing, I didn't even go to the theaters for that one.
Oh, man.
And I didn't even watch it until, like, funny thing, about a month before M. Night Shyamalan says he's going to make Glass.
So
and I was totally in the dark of the whole twist, the whole thing, and I was on my couch and I was watching it, and just like you, when the camera zoomed in and then towards David Dunn, and he says, and he turns and says his name was Glass. I was leapt out like, oh my God, this is Unbreakable.
I know, and it was right there on the poster too. Did you notice that the Split poster had like the glass? Yeah, just like the Unbreakable poster, or the Split. Yeah, it was like he had it right there.
So clever. Yeah,
I mean, it was so nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. Now you got to wonder if he's going to incorporate any. But anybody else, any other of his characters, or anything like any other movies. I mean, I made the joke. I posted like Haley Joel Osment, like, you know, all chubby with like his beard, how he kind of looks now. And I was like, oh, and I had it in quotes saying, hey, can I be the John Constantine of this group?
Oh, he can talk to ghosts.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, there you go. You got the John Constantine right there. Hey.
Explain Bruce Wayne, but
right?
Bruce Willis, I mean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. I thought that would be funny, but yeah, I thought the trailer was great as well. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I mean, James McAvoy killed it. I mean, he absolutely killed it. I think he should have been nominated for awards, but I mean, sadly, they don't look at movies in January. So weird. I mean,
weird.
That's where the Academy Awards are flawed, because they really only look at movies from like September on. You know, September to
why is that?
September to December. It just seems like any movies that are prior from that, they don't get recognized. I don't understand. That's why they call it award season, or like, you know, the award movie season, you know, because that's why when you see like movies like, for instance, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, that's coming out in November, because they know, hey, this movie's probably going to get nominated for Academy Awards. I mean, the only movies that get recognized, you know, are the special effects beganzas, you know, you know, that they get recognized for that, obviously. Stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, you know, best pictures, actors, you know, stuff like that, it's always movies from like September, October on, and they need to fix that.
It's rare, but when was Lord of the Rings came out?
I don't know
those movies, because those
I think
movies
some of them came out in November, right?
Yeah. How about Dark? Well, no, Dark Knight was only for an actor, best actor.
Yeah. Well, you got the technical stuff too, but
sound and design.
Yeah, it didn't get no one. Yeah, that movie got so freaking cheesed.
Yeah,
it should have been. I mean, my God. I mean, I think Logan got cheesed, for shit's sake. I mean, it got it got nominated for best adapted screenplay, sure, whatever. But I mean, there was some high quality acting in there. It was good storytelling.
Yeah.
To break down it was a superhero film, but it really almost didn't even feel like one, you know?
Yeah.
It was it was grounded, and it was just showing this hero at the end of his rope, you know, and it's just cheesed. They got cheesed.
Yeah. And that was like beyond, I mean, it's a genre film, sure, but there are moments in there that wasn't, you know?
No, I mean, that ending scene.
Yeah.
Fuck, that ending scene is just gets you every time. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it just sucks that, you know, the Academy Awards basically just look at dramas mainly, you know, even though comedy is really difficult to do. And then pulling off, like I said, one of these big movies, these superhero movies, and try to pull them off to make them grounded, to make them, you know, to make audiences go, holy shit, like a Dark Knight, like a Logan. You know, I'm not saying that every movie needs to be
Oscar or anything like that.
No. It, like they're fucking campaigning for like Black Panther and everything like that. Shut up, you know.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman last year, it's like, come on, you know, like, that's a little bit much, but movies that are really, you know, and they just don't want to recognize them, you know, and it sucks with how much more can go into these movies, like how much work goes into these big movies. And if it's a movie that's done very well, that has the big special effects, that has big set pieces, I mean, it seems to be like Lord of the Rings, like you said, was like the only one that really got recognized for that. And you got to wonder.
Avatar almost got it, but it lost to what was that? The one where Jeremy Renner was trying to defuse bombs.
Oh yeah, Zero Dark 30.
No, that wasn't.
No, Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. There you go. Yeah,
I got my war films.
Yeah, but it got nominated, and it was like either that or Hurt Locker. Almost, yeah.
It got nominated for Best Picture. That's so weird. It's just weird how like some
the director.
I'm sure it was director. I mean, they love James Cameron.
It was James Cameron and Kathy Bigelow. Is there a Kath?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was his ex-wife or something.
Was it? He went out there?
Wasn't it something like that?
I don't know.
I remember. I forgot.
That guy is.
It was like a big thing.
That guy has had multiple women and
wives.
Stuff. Wives and stuff. I know he was with
I could be wrong.
Linda Hamilton. Yeah. I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about here, folks. Just like
nope.
Yeah.
Well,
we're all just guessing. But
anyway, so let's see. Comic-Con trailer.
Trailers at Comic-Con. Yeah. So Glass was great. There wasn't anything that I mean, the Venom stuff. You know, it sucks. I have a Venom video that I recorded yesterday, but I haven't put it up yet because I've been too busy. Like I had to go somewhere last time. I know, but they were, there was a description, so I'm gonna have to probably post that. I'm probably gonna have to post that tomorrow because I'm just like, after this, I'm probably just gonna go to bed because it's been such a long weekend. But they had some of that. Sounds great. Apparently, I think it sounds like Venom's gonna be R-rated. It's sounding like it. I mean, from what I heard the description, I mean, we're talking about, like fighting. I mean, and that's great. Please let it be. Let it be that. Let it be like an anti-hero that's almost like horror elements and gore. I want him to rip people apart and bite heads off. I want all that.
Is it rated R?
I'm hoping. It's sounding like it is from the footage that was discussed. It's sounding like it might be, and they're saying that it's an adult film. It is. So hopefully, but then it's kind of funny because Tom Hardy said that the reason why he wanted to do Venom because his son's a big Venom fan. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, how old is your son? I'm like, I don't know how old his son is though. Yeah, maybe his son. I mean, hey, you know what? When I was a kid, when when my mom left, my dad was like, "What do you guys want to watch? Terminator, Predator, Aliens?"
Yeah.
So
I watched them all.
Yeah, exactly. We all did. I mean, these kids can handle it.
The ratings were a lot different back then.
Yeah.
I watched Rambo. I watched Jaws. Oh my god.
Oh, Jaws is PG.
Yeah, I know.
That was before they had the PG-13 rating.
Quinn gets eaten alive and chomped on, blood everywhere.
I remember, like, it was like a little while ago when it was on TV, but no, it was on, like, I forgot what it was on, but and I just was watching, and I'm going, fucking A, this movie is PG. How is this movie PG? It's gory. It's scary as shit. Yeah. But then I read, like, oh, this is before they had the PG-13 rating. Right. That's what I heard, That's what I read. I'm like, well, that makes sense, but still, what? PG?
Right.
That should have been a hard R, but I mean, it still worked out for the best. I mean, it's a
parental guidance.
Yeah. I guess that's all people needed. That's all people needed in the 70s, man. Hey,
as your mom said, Dad, say yes. Go ahead and watch it, kid.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. So it's sounding like that's going to be something pretty fantastical. I don't know if they're going to release any of that footage. It was actually pretty lengthy, so I kind of hope they don't because there's a lot that was in that description. So maybe they won't do that for that, because I mean, it seems to me like they're not trying to blow their wad on everything. I mean, that first trailer, we didn't even see Venom. It teased. The second one, we only saw him at the end. I don't know if they're gonna release like a third one, and hopefully they don't just like show everything, in there. But
when does it come out again?
August next month? No, October.
October. Okay, yeah, so they'll probably have one soon.
Yeah, there'll probably be another one. I just hope they don't just blow their load on the whole thing. But we're talking about studios here. Jesus.
Yeah,
oh my God. We asked them not to do it. Don't show us this, and they show us it.
But you know what? Sony is the Spider-Man Homecoming. They were releasing TV spot after TV spot.
That's very true.
Trailer after trailer. We've seen the whole movie.
How do you feel about Homecoming? I don't know if we've talked about that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'd say it's not the best Spider-Man. I still say the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 seems to be like it almost seems like Spider-Man 2 is almost objectively like the best one. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's the best one. I mean, that's like the Empire Strikes Back of the Spider-Man universe. Yeah, and I agree with you. It's almost like to me, it's like 2, 1. And then I don't know. It's weird because I think I like Amazing Spider-Man 1 better than Homecoming. But I like Homecoming better than Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. I think those two are. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2 has some really great visuals, super great visuals in there. Like the whole, and then of course the scene with what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Gwen Stacy. The death scene. I mean, I was in the theater. I said the same thing. Yeah. I also said the same thing when I saw Batman vs Superman. I'm like, I turned to my friend. I'm like, they're doing it. They're fucking doing it. And I'm like, they're going to kill Gwen Stacy. I'm like, sure enough, it did. And that was a great scene. But everything else just did not work for me. I didn't like the Goblin the way he was. I didn't like the Rhino scene. That was really dumb. And just the way Electro was fucking, but even like, I remember it was on TV not too long ago. It was on like FX or something. And the visuals are damn stunning in that movie. Like when he's going through that electric grid, it is a beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's just the story just does not work for me at all. It just doesn't. It just breaks down, and I can't sit there and watch it. I can watch the visuals, but I can't watch the actual movie. So
there are moments. I mean, like when he picks up the firefighter helmet and he's doing the fight, it's like totally Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's great right there too.
That's fun stuff, right? And Hans Zimmer did a great theme when he's coming out of the sky. But
there's a lot of good, but it's just the story breaks down with some of these characters. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And then of course Spider-Man 3. But the thing is with that one too, if they would have just concentrated on, I mean, the Venom stuff, it's so weird because the Venom stuff, I mean, that was iffy, but the Sandman stuff I liked, I actually liked the Sandman stuff. You know, when they were fighting, like those scenes, those were actually pretty good. Damn good scenes. Yeah, there was some pretty good scenes in there. But then when it comes to emo Peter, just get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, there's stuff they don't need. I don't know why it's
really.
Like, they really didn't need Gwen Stacy.
No.
They didn't need Venom.
Yeah, and then casting Topher Grace as Eddie? Come on.
Yeah, that's like what? And you don't even change his voice.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
It was like, come on.
I know when he's like in the costume and he's got like the fangs. It was like, what is this? What is going on? And then of course the whole thing with like Harry and Peter, that was weird. I mean, I didn't mind the initial like when they were fighting and you know they were like Peter was trying to get away from him and he wasn't in the costume. I thought that was kind of cool too. But then after Harry hit his head and he was all like weird and goofy.
Yeah, that was
and
weird.
Just, yeah, James Franco, like it seemed like he phoned that shit in big time. It was just really bad. Really.
But then
bad.
working together at the end was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then
that was
scene
cool.
was like, that's pretty heartbreaking too. But close it up the trilogy.
And see, and that's the thing. It's like I could just be like, this movie sucks, but I can pick up things that I like about it, Yeah. And I wish more people would do that. I mean, because with Spider-Man Homecoming, there's things that annoy the absolute shit out of me in that movie. The way that they treat some of the characters and just the there's some cringiness in it and stuff, but there's some things that I really like about it. I mean, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I just do. And I like his, and a lot of people hate the fact that he's always looking up to Tony and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, we didn't see this before. We saw an independent Spider-Man twice before. Now we're seeing it something like this, and I'm like, give it a chance. He's growing. We're seeing a real like big time growing process while with him in high school. So hopefully, the sequel is better. Hopefully they really cut down to the character, and there's not. He's not just trying to look up to somebody, another Marvel, another MCU character, and hopefully.
Well, the best part, the most impactful part was when he's lifting up the concrete.
Yes,
on top.
That was a fantastic scene.
Best part.
When he like, because I felt for him because I too, I'm one of those people, like, I'm not claustrophobic, but if there's things on me and I can't move, I start freaking out. I will start freaking out and just having a panic attack. And when he started like freaking out, I totally related to that. I'm like, yes, that's exactly how I would do it. And then he gathered himself after seeing his reflection, which was totally a comic book shot with the half face. And then and then of course,
well done.
Yeah, that was very well done. And then of course the twist with Michael Keaton, the Vulture in the car, that was a great scene too.
Right.
You can't shit on that scene. Come on.
Yeah.
But then all right. So back to the trailers.
We're on topic.
Yeah, of course. Hey, you're on the phone. That's what happens. That's what happens. Tangents everywhere. Oh man, I'd be afraid for anybody to transcript any of these podcasts. And then it'd just be all over the place. Okay, so Fantastic Beasts. I'm not into it. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I enjoy the first one, but I'm not like a Harry Potter fan.
I'm
just not, I get it. People love the stuff. I didn't read any of the books.
Me neither.
I watched like once.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
I just, when it comes to the wizardy stuff, I'm not big on it, man. I like the sci-fi stuff. I like the superhero stuff. the comic book stuff. It's just, and I know a lot of people like go, "Oh man, hand over your nerd card, Dave," and I'm like, "Hey, relax." So I don't like that little portion of it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I'm just saying it just doesn't pique my interest. Like full on science fiction and, you know, the superhero-y stuff. That's what gets me. So yeah, I was so glad that was the first one. I was like, cool, get that out of the way. Get that panel out.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's the first one, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think they know that. They know which ones are bigger, you know.
Right.
I mean, they had the Lego movie too. They had that panel, but that was they really didn't show much with that.
That was
then of course, and then of course we have Shazam.
Shazam!
What'd you think of Shazam?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It's got a lot of homages in there.
Oh yeah.
And
a lot of Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yeah. And I don't get why people are hating on him acting like a kid, because he is a kid.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I hope it's, and it doesn't see, and now this is what I was worried about, but I think the trailer actually made it be like, okay, it's not as bad, because when you look back at movies from like the 80s and 90s, when anytime like a kid swapped brains with like their dad or something like that, like the adult version of the kid would act would act like a 5-year-old, you know, would just act like it's just and I hated that, and I'm like, why would they act like that when they're 14? They wouldn't act like they're 5. You're overdoing it, and I was worried that this was going to be the case with this, but I don't think it is. It seemed like it didn't. I mean,
he's geeking out.
Oh
yeah. I'd geek out if I had flight seriously. And you know.
Yeah, and I think like the relationship between him and Freddy are going to be like, it's going to be great, because Freddy's the one that's like, hey, you know, I love these superhero guys. I mean, Freddy is us. He's a DC shill. Yeah. That's the ass. Yeah. I mean, he's wearing the shirts. He's got the things on the wall.
Yeah. The bullet, the certificate of its authenticity.
That's so great.
That's totally awesome.
I mean, you know what's going to be great, and I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm trying not to get everybody else's hopes up, but it'd be great if like Freddy or even Billy, you know, when they're in high school and people are like complaining, like, damn it, yeah, you love Superman so much, man. He caused so much destruction in Metropolis. A lot of people died, and I hope he comes to the defense like we do. That's what I hope. I could see that, you know, being kind of self-aware about the whole thing, you know.
You notice he's filming everything? Yes. He's got a camera, cell phone footage. I hate to say it, but I think it's coming true where he's the one that actually filmed Superman.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know, because it's just like he's filming it, and I'm like, oh, that's got to be something. But what would be a good thing, though, Dave? If they re-show that scene, but it's Henry Cavill reshot without the mustache-ish thing.
Yeah, with a normal face and his costume looking good.
Yes, maybe he doesn't say car keys, you know. But they redo that scene.
Me off. I hate that. Oh God, I hate it so much. Because you could see that chrome padding so much. It's like, what the fuck happened there?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how does it look so good over here?
I know.
And it just looks so terrible over here. I mean, oh God, it's so bad.
Right.
Yeah. God, you had to traumatize me again, Chris. Yeah. We had to go back.
That's why we need them to redo that.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully
they redo that, and that's his cameo scene.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is that they're acknowledging events that happen in Batman vs Superman and in Man of Steel. You know, they are acknowledging that. So, you know, at least they're doing that. I mean, obviously, Sandberg he released like the full-on shots of all the stuff, like the magazine cover. I think he released that a while ago. And then he released today a newspaper that Superman is back, and a paper that said Amazon Woman helps the Batman help to get rid of the Doomsday creature and this, that, and this. And I'm like, okay, cool. At least they're acknowledging that. And they're really not mentioning too much about what happened in Justice League.
Yeah.
There was like on the side of that newspaper, it said like alien attacks world, but it's so small.
Yeah,
you know, the big thing is Superman is back, you know, and then the other articles, but right over here, it's like, hey, alien attack the world, and it's like, yeah, you guys don't really want to mention stuff that happened in Justice League, huh? I think they're trying to, I don't know, it's weird.
Get away from that a little bit. It'll be interesting how much is Aquaman.
Oh yeah, that's
Aquaman, because that's after Justice League.
Yeah, true. I mean, of course, there's going to be flashbacks and everything. I just wonder if they're totally going to just negate the whole drinking thing. I wonder if that, you know how like Snyder was incorporating that he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And they just removed like a lot of that, of course, in Justice League. And I didn't see any kind of representation of that, like, you know, of him being an alcoholic.
Drank the bottle.
Well, that was in Justice League. I'm talking about in the Aquaman trailer.
Oh, the Aquaman trailer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he really didn't show that, but maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping Juan puts a little bit of that in because it just adds to the character. You know, like, hey, you know, he's kind of having a rough life. You know, he's stuck between two worlds. Why not? You know, so hopefully that. But back to the Shazam trailer. Yeah, I dug it too. I was worried that it was going to be overly cheese, and it wasn't. I thought it was a good balance. I mean, when it first started with that soundtrack, and he's showing up to the house, Billy, and I'm like, holy shit, this seems really a little more
dark.
Yeah, this is a little more grim than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then like he flat out, I mean, of course they have the bully scene, and he flat out just kicks their ass like,
I know,
wow. Like, I mean, he like slapped it. I mean, you can't tell me that those kids aren't going to be visiting, you know, the nurse after that one. Right. And then of course even with the subway thing and that whole scene with the wizard, that looked dark.
Yeah.
You know? And even, you know, Levi said that there's going to be dark moments in this movie. Yeah, it's a lighthearted, you know, movie that's, you know, big and Superman pushed together, but there's going to be some dark moments in it, and I'm glad that he said that, and I'm glad that it actually was shown that, and there wasn't just full on campy cheese.
Right. It's not some Hallmark movie or
oh god,
you know. So so I was glad for that they had those moments in there.
Yeah,
and showing him kick butt before he turns into Shazam shows that he has the initiative to be that hero within him.
Yeah,
without having to be so I really like that.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, just like the Zachary Levi's. I mean, I remember those. You know, and then of course now after Justice League, you kind of almost worry. You kind of you don't react real quick, but I mean there was like rumors that Warner Brothers they're not sure about Zachary Levi yet, and this, that, and this if he's really gonna be okay.
Is that really? Is that the
Yeah, there was a rumor that came out while they were filming that they were saying that, and I even was like, how do I react to this because of what happened last year? And then I went, you know what? I'm gonna leave it be. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it, and we'll see what happens. Let me wait till I see some footage, then we'll determine. And after seeing the trailer, I'm like, Zachary Levi, he's fine. He's fine. You know, he looks like he's gonna be able to play that hero, and then he's also gonna have, you know, that childlike quality, that 14-year-old within, and I think it's gonna work out. I really do. So hopefully it does, but yeah, we just gotta watch out for the stupid rumors, man. I'm so tired of them.
Right, I'm so tired of those damn rumors.
I know, but
it's unwatchable.
It's so unwatchable. It's so unwatchable. Yet they let him continue on for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
that's always a weird part about that story. You know, as much as like, yes, these motherfuckers were right about some of the other things. They were more. You know what it is? They were more right about the reshoot stuff than anything. You know, they weren't really right about stuff previous to that. I don't think. I mean, they said it was unwatchable, but it's like, well, we already know. It's like, okay, it was unwatchable, yet Warner Brothers said continue on, and he got well into the ADR, well into the color palette shit, you know, color grading and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like really, if it was that,
on.
It was really that unwatchable. I mean, they already had Whedon on there punching up the stuff and whatever, but I think like when it came to like the reshoot shit, that's when like these guys got it right. Because, you know, I mean, to us, it was like, really? They're going to try to reshoot a whole movie in 6 months? Bullshit. And then
I think it's because of that article. Because of that article that went out, says Zack Snyder's, you know, and we took it for a fact. We're like, oh, yeah, see, Zack Snyder is telling Whedon to do stuff. And we just went back to that article, and it was a beautiful line.
It was a beautiful lie, my God. And then we so then we have the Aquaman trailer, and this trailer was pretty fucking epic. Also, my God,
Lord of the Rings underwater.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, that mixed with a little Star Wars, and
they weren't kidding. It looks like Blade Runner underwater.
Yeah. Oh, it kind of does too. Yeah. That too, with all the when they first showed that shot, it was like perfectly like, you know, because it was like fade to black and then all of a sudden fade into just Atlantis. Oh, you know.
Yeah, I know.
My God, it's like the most. I can't wait to see that on, you know, before a movie.
Big screen.
Hopefully they put that before Mission Impossible coming up. I'm hoping.
Oh,
it's
the
like
trailer.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they might do that. I mean, Mission Impossible is going to be a big movie. It'd be smart to put Aquaman in front of that. So hopefully they do, and I can see that trailer on that big screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was just one thing I noticed in the trailer was like, okay, we didn't see him drinking anything, so I don't know if they're omitting that. Who knows? Everything. I mean, there's going to be a nice little origin story. We're going to see how that unfolds. You know, show the parents, which is great. And then, of course, we see Arthur kicking ass. And yes, he's wearing jeans, not leather jeans, people. Denim. Yeah. They look leather, but they're fucking denim.
Yeah.
I mean, the complaint about the clothes and the armor underwater. Do you get that? I mean,
no, I have.
It's so nitpicky. Like,
why?
It's some of the most nitpicky shit because it's like these people aren't human beings. Yeah. They're super beings.
No, they're too fishy.
Ah, god damn it.
They're fishy, but they're too fishy.
Gross.
Like we're too human.
Yes, we're too human. God, and they're too fishy. I know. Great.
I think she's just mad that James Wan went after her.
Probably. I forgot about that. That could be it. You could be right. I was
like, I think she's just
nothing like a woman scorned.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So maybe that was the reason why she said that. That could be. I totally forgot about that. But he did it in he's so nice about it, you know? I love it when people are like, damn, man, James Wan just took these motherfuckers to school. I'm like, dude, okay, relax. He was very respectable and nice about it. He's always very nice about it, and that's the way he should be. Because if he acted like a dick, oh my God, that's bad PR.
Right.
But he's always very nice when it comes to like, you know, he's very jokey. Like when he said something about the armor, how could he swim and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he said something, he's like, that's exactly what a surface dweller would say or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, see, he's having fun with this. And he's not being a dick about it. So, hey, take a page out of James Wan. What would James Wan do? Anytime that somebody makes a comment about a DCEU film and shits on anything Snyder, blah blah blah, just take a moment and be like, what would James Wan do? Let's make that a hashtag. I'm gonna make that a hashtag. I swear to God.
James Wan do?
Yes, I like that. There you go. Because he's always respectable. But my God, can this motherfucker make a movie? The visual with the I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty much everybody's favorite visuals.
I'm impressed. I mean, from Conjuring and all those movies, Saw, and Fast and Furious 7 will probably be the closest to this epic appeal. But this is,
even that was good.
What? Yeah.
I liked Furious 7. Like, it was good. I mean, and the way that he handled the Paul Walker send off was, it made me cry. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Saw came out, my God, I mean, that was like my favorite movie of that year. I loved that movie. It was so simple, so contained. And with that twist at the end that just dropped your jaw to the floor. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's amazing, these directors. You see like Patty Jenkins, Monster, and then Wonder Woman, David F. Sandberg, short film, horror films, Lights Out, Shazam. You know, dude, it's amazing.
Sandberg impressed me with the last Annabelle movie. I mean, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, that was
I was like, because like the first Annabelle movie was a shit sandwich. I didn't think it was that great at all. And then I'm like, okay, this next Annabelle movie, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be horrible. I can't see it. And then I heard, I haven't seen Lights Out yet. I know I need to see that. I heard, I know.
It was good.
I saw it. Yeah, I know. Film junkie, didn't see Lights Out. How dare you? But I heard great things about it. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And I kind of went, okay, well, it's the same director, so maybe there's hope for this. And when I watched it, I was like, Jesus Christ, this movie, the way he built up. I mean, you could tell that he probably sat down James Wan and said, hey, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? And then he took what James Wan told him and then just made his own thing. You know, and I absolutely fucking love that. And you could tell this guy has a great sense of humor. You know, the way he posts on social media. So
the thing about Lights Out was he really thought about how the characters would act. Like, they don't act stupid. Like, oh, I wonder what that thing's in the dark, and get closer. They know instantly, I think I should run. And he made smart real human characters in that one.
And I think that's where hopefully the horror genre is going, because I mean, there's gonna always be those directors that just do the stupid jump scares constantly. Yeah, they're gonna do that, but there's gonna be like directors like Sandberg, like Wan, like Krasinski. I mean, he's now up there in that, you know, and where they're writing these characters like, hey, what would I do in this situation?
Yeah,
you know, not like just, hey, you know, there's that shack right there full of fucking knives and swords and whatever. Now let's run over there. You know, let's make these characters just flat out dumb so we can watch them get killed. Now they're realizing that, hey, people want to relate to these characters and want smart characters. Yes, we can have the scares and the gore, but let's be smart about it. And I think James Wan is a pioneer of that. And he did that way back when with Saw. I mean, even with those movies, with that movie, that first movie, it's like, well, what would you be like in this situation? You know?
Right. That's the way to write these movies anyway. Exactly. So people don't think you're like, oh, you're just dumb teenagers in a forest.
Exactly. But, we don't want that. We don't want that. And hopefully that's, you know, a lot of these horror directors take a page out of that. And then, it's just kind of funny. Like, and I love the fact that these directors are like coming from indie films or horror genres and then coming over here and like, hey, let me inject some of my elements here. I mean, I think that's what James wants. I mean, look at that trench scene with the trench monsters. My fucking God.
You didn't see where there's that they're in the middle and all the monsters in the way. Like, what is that?
You know what's funny is like last night, and I always love doing this. Anytime, especially when it's Comic-Con day, but anytime like a big trailer comes out, I'll fall into the YouTube hole of watching trailer reactions. They're so great. I mean, they're so great. And you know, I mean, usually the best responses are from the black guys. What is it with the black guys, the black nerds out there? I love you guys and your reactions.
They're really emotional.
You are so emotional. I fucking love it. Anytime I see it, like, you know, I can't name them off the top of my head, but those groups like the, you know, either it's like pair or there's like 3 black guys. I forgot what
they're on the couch.
Yeah, we're on the couch. I forgot what those guys are names. I apologize, but those guys had, I mean, just their animated responses. I'm like, and then of course there's that one guy. I'm totally blanking on names, but yeah, it's just I always fall into that hole, and then even the mashups too. It's kind of fun to see everybody. I've been in part of those mashup videos too, which is kind of cool. Like I'll be like on one spot, and hey, there's Grace. Oh, there's those guys.
I think the chat is calling Eco Mog.
Oh, Eco Mog. There we go. Yeah, that's right. You're right. And Tyrone, that's who I was thinking.
Tyrone,
too.
Yeah,
Tyrone, he's also very animated, and I love it. I love watching those guys' reactions to these. But that trench scene. I mean, I saw a couple of videos, at least 2, I think, that even said we're like, dude, that's like a Zack Snyder shot. You know, they said that. I'm like, recognize, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Drop the mic right there. I'm like, see? I mean, everybody's all worried that, is James Wan gonna make it brighter this time? I'm like, no, he's gonna inject what he knows. And then look, that shot, that's what I thought too. I'm like, that's a Zack Snyder shot. Jeez. God. Yeah.
But he has to put his own, you know, own part of him. And so, you know, he wanted to be that colorful. So it's not like they're trying.
But, you know, you have to make it like that. It takes place underwater.
Underwater is colorful.
Yeah. There's going to be some colors there. I mean, but it's not like it's, you know, when you see that shot of Atlantis, it's not like a shot of Gotham City and Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Where it's just like fucking pinks and purples and greens and oranges. No, it was mainly blues and greens and everything, but it was done in such a way where it just looked gorgeous. And like, yes, that's what an underwater city should look like. That's, you know, high tech or whatever the hell.
It's amazingly fluid. I like that shot where Mara and Arthur is swimming and she comes towards the screen and veers. I was like, that's so beautiful.
Oh my God. And she's
beautiful.
So beautiful. I know, my God. I mean, she's enough. Yeah, man. Oh God, she's a gorgeous one. And then for it to end with that little battle sequence, I mean, that was just like, whew, my God.
Like, whoa,
what's going on here? Oh
so much stuff happening on screen.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Why he delayed that now? Like, I get why he would probably like delay. I don't know how it looked before, but that was already amazing.
No, and that's what I was trying to say too. Like, you know, because what I was getting from my source was like, oh yeah, the trailer might show up before Comic-Con, and he's actually part of this movie too, by the way, this source. And I was like letting him. I was like, okay, that makes sense because we got movies coming out like Jurassic World. Maybe they're gonna attach it to that. And then it got announced that it was that. And then I asked him like, what is your whole take on it? To me, it's like it seems like they want to take their time, and James Wan wants to make sure. He's like, that's exactly what it is. He is a perfectionist. He wants underwater visual effects are the hardest fucking things to do.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, just to make waves, just to make water. It's such a pain in the ass. I mean, it's a tedious process. So yeah, I could totally understand why he wanted
to make it like people are actually underwater. And talking and fighting and and
it totally worked. I was like, and I love the fact, when everybody was asking, how are they going to pull it off? Is it going to be air bubbles? Is it what's going on?
Yeah, and he said it wasn't.
And it's just like, oh, look, he looks like he's underwater, and they're talking, and there's like a tone to their voice that sounds, almost like there's an echo to it. There's like a depth, there's a deepness to it. Yeah, so it's like. Okay, there you go. And you can notice it's like, look at the hair. The hair is all wavy floating, like they're underwater.
Yep.
They don't look like they're wet, obviously.
Right.
I still don't get why people were even asking about that on the poster.
How can you tell? They're in the water. They're already.
That's what James Wan had a comment, playfully. It's like he's not gonna have little beads on him. Like it's like he's underwater. Look at his hair. It's not like it's going. It's flat. It's like up. And it's like, hey. And part of that is Zack Snyder from Justice League too. I mean, he helped, create the base of that. That's what I love. It's like, I think Snyder and, everybody on Justice League helped create the base of that. And then they're like, here, Juan, you're now going to take over and you're going to expend the shit out of this. And it looks like he fucking nailed it.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is his legacy. I mean, the people who,
and that's what people need to realize that too. I mean, as much as we're all disappointed, that nothing happened, and I'm even disappointed that there was no mention of Batman.
I know,
I was like,
no Batman, no Man of Steel too.
But I get it though, because they don't want to get everybody like all amped up and release the slate and then not follow through, like kind of what they have done.
That's true.
They've
safe
exactly. And I understand that, especially after the debacle that was Justice League. They realized that, and I get that. But I mean, like I said before, like I said in various videos, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. I mean, it seems to me like, obviously, me and you have talked about certain things and things that we've heard about that we can't exactly talk about, and stuff like that. Stuff we've discussed with other people. It's like, we just gotta be patient. This is not an easy thing, and for everybody to think that Warner Brothers is just going to up and release it, no, they want to look forward to what they have coming. They want to forget that. I mean, and it seems to me, stuff I'm hearing too lately is like they're not too happy with the guy, which I don't know if that's full on true, but apparently, the word that I was hearing at a Comic-Con was that Warner Brothers was not liking the fact that Snyder was posting stuff on his Vero and getting people excited. Yeah, have you noticed? But have you also noticed he's been really, 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 really quiet?
Oh yeah,
ever since last weekend.
It's still 4 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, oh man, what is he gonna post during Comic-Con? Holy shit! I was starting to get myself hyped up.
Right.
Like, oh man, what is he gonna post? What is he gonna post?
Right.
And he didn't, and I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, first off, he probably didn't want to steal the thunder from the other filmmakers that are, showing their shit. But at the same time, you got to wonder if like Warner Brothers is like, hey, dude, you're still working for us. Can you shut the fuck up? So
maybe,
like, that could have been
not his market, not their marketing plan.
Exactly, and he's kind of, which also could be another good thing, folks. Which means they're seeing the Snyder Cut movement. They're seeing it a lot, so that could be also a positive, and they're getting annoyed by it. So hey, look at that as a positive, maybe.
By the way, did you see that Jason LeBoy's tweets about how he said that his insider sources had said it's supposed to have happened, but something happened?
That's a little weird one because I mean, from what I kept hearing, what he was not going to be there, and maybe at one point they were like, hey, we're gonna maybe they were just going to talk about a director's cut. You never know. Maybe not the full-on Snyder cut, but maybe they were going to announce a director's cut because there was rumor that there was possibility for that.
Right.
Director's cut. So maybe at one point they were going to do that, and maybe that's what the intel he was talking about. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe not the full on,
not the full Snyder cut, but the weed.
But yeah, I know, but with more Snyder scenes, maybe. I don't know. God damn it, I want to see that damn movie. Yeah. Dude, because last night I was actually at my buddy's house. HBO was on and Justice League was starting, and I literally, it's like, dude, we gotta shut this off. I couldn't do it, dude. Like, it was funny because it started, and that even the music annoys me now. I was actually optimistic about Elfman, but that music, it just doesn't fit because it's just I want to hear Hans Zimmer. And just the way that music starts kicking in, and I'm just like, it just doesn't. I mean, it sounds like it should be an animated movie, and really, that's the way you should watch Justice League. It's just think of it as an animated movie,
animated DC animated,
because it very much fits in that vein,
right?
But it's just like, ugh. I was like, no, we got to shut this off.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna get upset.
I know, and you can't even watch them in order. Once you watch Man of Steel, Batman, Super's like,
and it sucks. Yeah, I get it. We're not gonna get that 5-part plan, which breaks my heart. But I still want to can we just get the fucking trilogy? And Kevin Smith said that. He's all, I hope that we get his full on vision for at least that. Yeah. And that's all. I think that's all we all really want.
Really want.
I know there's some people that there were some people that flat out thought that they were going to just go right back into that 5-part plan. I'm like, you're crazy. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They've already veered off to this. They're not doing
direction.
a full on. They're not doing like a full on 90-degree turn, but they veered off. They're now going this way, which is not where this was going. So, but I just want to, hopefully we get eventually that trilogy. I want to watch all 3 of those back to back and be like, fucking A, there it was.
Right.
And hopefully we do. Don't lose faith, people.
Just keep asking.
Yeah. Ask questions, and like I said, what would James Wan do?
Right.
Yeah.
And we gotta be really thankful to have Jay Oliva on our side. I mean, Jesus. That's amazing to actually have a person and not being silent about it. He actually just said it exists, and you can come at him and he'll tell you what's up.
And he's also, he's very respectable too. He doesn't just attack people. He'll just flat out be like, well, hey, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
And that's just, there's just a way of doing things. And that's why, I always try to put that message out there, and I know some people just don't like to hear that, and whatever. Whatever, guys. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's fine. I'm still gonna fucking say that. You can say whatever you want to me. It's good. All right, let's get to the questions now that we've been talking for almost an hour and a half.
Cool.
This goes by so fast.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. Eric M. Blake at Hardboiled Films. He asks, Fiona made a post on Vero yesterday charging the members of the Release the Snyder Cut movement to stay strong and never give up. And Zack Snyder liked it. Possibly the first time he's directly supported or endorsed the movement. Thoughts? Has that been the first time?
I thought he'd done that.
Nah, he's liked other stuff about the movement before. Yeah. So that's not the first time.
That's the first time.
Yeah, but it is nice that he saw that.
Right. And nice that he, in a way, supported it, acknowledged it.
And he's, like I said, I hope, I don't know how he's going to get it out there, but that's the way it's going to get out there. We're either going to have to wait a decade for the Snyder Cut, like we had to wait so long for the Donner Cut.
Yeah.
Or he's just going to have to, I don't know how he would leak it out there. I've, discussed with people about that and stuff.
Yeah.
But, who knows? It's just,
I don't know how.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're glad, Eric, that he liked that and saw that. And there are people that are totally gonna start canceling him out. Man, he teased all that stuff and he didn't show up. I'm like,
it's horrible on Vero right now. They're chatting in the comments, is like calling him a liar and stuff.
Jesus Christ! See, this is bad. This is bad, people. Yeah. Do not do that, because he did not say that he was going to be there. Yes, he was dropping stuff, but that whole like, oh yeah, that last weekend he was in Coronado, which was like 11 minutes out of San Diego. I even said like, who? I'm like, no, relax. That's where I was trying to tell people, relax. He's just vacationing, and it's the weekend before, not the weekend of. If he showed up Wednesday and was posting that, then I might be like, but it was the weekend before, and I'm like, I'm not putting it together. You know, and I know a lot of people were like, oh, you know, and I'm like, I don't know, don't do that. Ugh.
That's why I had a tinfoil hat, which I had.
Yeah, exactly. See, and I love the fact. Yeah, I know. We got to make like specialized ones.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and market that shit, man.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I don't know, but yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's always fun to like pull out the magnifying glass and see like what the heck's going on. But at the same time, I like the fact that you take the approach of joking about the tinfoil hat. I even did one video where I was like, I did the tinfoil hat thing.
Yeah,
you know, I was inspired by
awesome.
you. You inspire me, bro. You inspire me. Yeah, appreciate that.
I got really nuts. Like people are like, oh, it says Canon, and I'm like, that's the lens.
Yeah, no. I said that too. I'm like, no.
But it's capital C. It's still the lens.
Yeah, I know. It gets a little too much at times.
Wow, we're really in the rabbit hole now.
We really are, man. We took that red pill and we're not fucking looking back. But but don't be like that. Don't call him a liar. I mean, that's what sucks. It's like now these people are turning on Snyder. And it's like, no, you did it yourself. You got too hyped up. You thought it was going to happen. You can't do that. You can't do that. Snyder doesn't owe us anything. He really doesn't. You know, it's more of Warner Brothers that really owes us, if anything. But even they don't really owe us anything. They're a fucking studio. They're a business. It's business. You know, that's what they do. They don't really owe us jack shit. You know, we just want to see it. To me, I just want to fucking see the guy's vision, like, you know, shown. I just want to see that. And the fact that they fucked him, I would love to know exactly what happened behind the scenes with all that. And maybe eventually somebody will do a documentary. And it'll be me and Chris Wong-Swenson. That's and 6 years from now, we're gonna make a documentary about this guy.
Awesome.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Just so look for that in year 2023.
Hopefully by then we got the
I know. Well, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, because then they can talk about it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'll have interviews with Snyder and everything. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to meet the guy this September. I'm hoping to go to that film festival
when is
thing.
That?
It's
I might
supposed to be in
actually
September.
fly down there.
Dude, you should. I know Fiona's going to be there. Yeah, man. I'll try to figure out the dates and I'll let you know because I'm definitely going to go to that, given that I live so close. And yeah, man, I'll let you know. That'd be sweet to get some people there from this whole thing.
Yeah,
some supporters. That'd be sweet to get some. We're not going to go there and be like, "Where's the Snyder Cut?" No, those people. We're gonna just hey.
Well, I like to shake his hand.
Yeah, shake his hand, take a picture. Great. Anyways, back to the questions. Russ Barnes asks, Chris and Dave, can you put your tinfoil hats on for a sec? Do you think that this could have been a story planted by Warner Brothers to kill the movement and protect their upcoming films? It is not unheard of. He's talking about the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, I heard it wasn't even sanctioned by them.
Oh, really? You heard that? Okay, because I was talking about that with somebody else who was kind of thinking maybe Warner Brothers did that for PR to try to get everybody to stop talking about it. But I mean, there's always a possibility for that.
Could be, yeah.
You said you heard that, huh?
Well, I heard that. Yeah, they weren't. They got a call from Ben Fritz or something, and they had their publicist just say those words, and that was it. Interesting. But they weren't. They didn't know he was what article he was writing or things like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. It's I don't know. Thing, yeah. Because like I said, I mean, it almost sounds like that'd be a perfect opportunity to be like, hey, can we put this shit to bed? But at the same time, you think there'd be names and more people from Warner Brothers going like, hey, so and so, no, we're done, we're looking forward. Right. There'd be more of a quote, I guess, but who knows?
That's what I was saying. Like if it was the Variety or Hollywood Reporter where they actually had quotes and they put their name out, it's like quoted, quote Toby Emmerich, quote, these people who were, I mean, senior executive, that's pretty vague. Senior executive, what? Marketing department?
Yeah.
Or janitorial department?
Can we get somebody to interview Hamada already? God damn it.
I know. That guy
I want to know what.
slippery.
You know what's funny though, and some people might not know this, but he was there, and Sujihara was probably there too. It's not unheard of that these guys sit in the front row and just watch. Yeah, last year they did that. Toby Emmerich and I think even I don't know who else, but Sujihara was there at Comic-Con last year. They sit in the front row, and odds are that Emmerich, Hamada, and Sujihara was sitting right there during the whole panel just to gauge the reaction from everybody. They're not gonna be on the panels, obviously. But yeah, they were there.
Wow.
I know Hamada. I saw a picture with people. I think with the Shazam cast, maybe or something.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there. So
elusive.
They were probably just sitting in the front row, just kind of like seeing how everybody was taking things. You know, that's what they do. I mean, that's their job.
Right.
So, I mean, it would have been awesome if one of the people there that were that made the Snyder I Love ZS shirts. Yeah. If they walked up to Sujihara and just handed it to him, says, here you go, and then just walked away.
Yeah.
I wanted that to happen.
What'd you think about that?
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Your buddy Ray says hi. He started this shirt. Yeah,
I know.
Oh man,
we talked to him about that when he ripped open his shirt.
Oh God, man, poor Fisher. He got cheesed. I mean, him and Cavill got really fucking cheesed out of their shit. You know, Cavill will recoup, but man, Fisher. I mean, he got his whole the whole Cyborg backstory got removed, and who knows if they're even going to do a movie with him anymore? You know.
Yeah, does he have any projects? Because at least Ezra has projects.
He does. He got cast for some show, I think, or maybe it was a movie. It was a little while back. I remember, you know, a lot of people were like, "Hey, good for Ray," you know. So he's still doing stuff. It's just not like super well known. But I mean, obviously Cavill is okay. I mean, with Mission Impossible coming out, and I don't see him walking away from Superman at all. You know, he loves the character so much. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, he's in DC. I mean, he did a full-on pose like this. Yeah. And he's just like, everybody's already like comparing, like, look, he just like totally stood like Superman right in front of him. Yeah. I mean, it's too perfect. He loves the role, and Warner Brothers would be stupid to get rid of him. You know,
I think they're waiting to see how the box office and all the reactions for Mission Impossible.
That could be it. That could be it. I mean,
if it's like, oh, he's a hit, Henry Cavill's the best thing out of that movie. All right, where do you sign?
You might be correct, sir, because I mean, I think we had a direct message where I told you I was hearing little whispers of possibly there might be the week of Comic-Con. Of course, it didn't happen. That there might be like discussions of his contract, you know, contract extension, essentially. Right. And, you know, stuff that included, of course, a Man of Steel sequel. So I don't know. We'll see. I think you're absolutely correct, though, that they're probably waiting to see how Mission Impossible does, see how they react to him. Then they're going to be like, hey, guys, guess what? Cavill, you love so much. Well, he's going to be in another Superman movie. You know.
Right. So his representative will be like using that as leverage.
Oh, I'm sure.
Says, look at my boy. Yeah. You know, just like Dwayne Johnson.
Exactly.
You know, so
and I'm so happy for that. I'm so happy for that because they could have killed Cavill's career, man. I mean, you know, I mean, and then there's that whole
working hard for him.
Oh yeah, and then there's that whole you know, Superman's curse. Like, oh, if you play Superman, your career doesn't really go anywhere else. And you know, they said that about Christopher Reeve and Dean King. Yeah, but I mean, Dean King still does stuff. I mean, he's not like a superstar, but I mean, he still does stuff. He's still in Hallmark movies.
Yeah, you know, Brandon Routh is Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. There's redemption there. So I don't think there. I mean, there is like a. I mean, I remember hearing about that curse, but I mean, it's not really. Yeah. But Cavill's fine. I mean, he's going to be in another big blockbuster, and there you go. We're good on. Michael Manette. He asked, "Hey, Dave, did you hear that Batman Hush will be in the upcoming DC anime movie?"
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did, and I'm still looking for. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Batman books right there. It incorporates, you know, other Justice League members, and then of course it just
we're gonna have Batman versus Superman again.
Oh my god! Look forward to that. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one for you, Chris. Final thoughts on the shady unknown figure, Lord Paulus.
Lord Paulus.
Ah!
He I don't know if you guys seen it, but he did message. He recently did a message. I think. Were you the one that showed it? No, someone showed it to me. Let me see. Maybe I have time to read it right now, just in case you guys can't find it. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Whoa, just lost it.
Oh, bye.
But anyway, Lord Paulus is, if for you who don't know, he just shows up on my videos commenting about the Snyder Cut, learning more about the Snyder Cut. A lot of them it's like freaking far fetched.
Very far
But
fetched. He doesn't believe in spell check.
Yeah, calls Zach like ZACH sometimes. But
Jesus.
yeah. So well, here we go. So for people who know, this is his response because everybody called him a liar and all that kind of stuff. He says, "Hello, Chris Wong. Hope you are all right. I have been out this weekend on some professional affairs, and I could not come here when this video was made. Since I had the time, I started to read some posts made here in the chat that was been made when the movie was live. And I understand that some people might get frustrated, even mad with me with the event. I, for one, was hesitant of even write any post here. See the grammar. Your grammar is okay.
Yeah,
the level
bad.
of hate and trash comments made by several users is unacceptable. I can explain in part what happened. The jail was really going to be spoken about in San Diego Comic-Con, but the recent developments made it impossible to work with the rest of the events that were already prepared. I'm talking about Shazam, Aquaman, and awareness of them. People here are already saying that the Snyder Cut movement didn't archive in nothing. I don't know what that means. Achieve anything, I think. What does that mean? Or even that is over. Come on, it's not the end of nothing yet. It's just a temporary adjustment to let the new products get some spotlight and the aftermath of the Wall Street Journal article settle down. There are reasons why the Batman, Man of Steel 2, and even JL2 are not being spoken as of yet. The Snyder Cut exists, it's real, and it will be released. We now just have to wait for the news to start appearing. People tend to hate what they don't understand. Jesus was also stoned and even nailed on a cross for showing to other people what they didn't understand.
How dare he mention Jesus?
Years later, we still have his stories and fates. I, for one, don't care if everyone don't listen to me or say that I don't tell the truth. Only the divine beings will have the knowledge to judge me. Whoa. Oh, and by the way, why such hate to Zack Snyder? Well, he is the initiator of this new version of the WODC movies. We have to talk about World of DC. All of them will have the same visual tone and correspondence. Even Shazam, with his more family-friendly aspect, will deal with real life. Facts, it is happening on the Snyderverse. Guys, the time is here. Take the red pill or the blue pill. Best regards, Lord Paulus Cobri. So that is the official answer from Lord Paulus, guys. Who are interested to see where Paulus went. He did post that on my recent, what was it, 2 hour, 45-minute video. So yeah, that was it. But let's talk about World of DC. Or do you have other questions?
No, yeah, there's other questions, but we could talk about that for a bit. What do you think about that title?
Well, when I saw tweets, it's called World of DC, and then you look at the banners, like, are they just saying people to welcome to the world of DC, and that's not necessarily?
It seems like that, huh?
The name of the universe.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. They want to like make it different from MCU, or DCU, or blah blah blah, But I don't. Yeah, but when I saw that, I was gonna make a video about it, but I wasn't really seeing too much. Like I was kind of seeing like how you were talking about, like they were welcoming people into the world of DC.
Yeah,
like welcome to the the Hall of Presidents at Disneyland, shit like
some
that.
of the bloggers who were like posting on their Twitter at this.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, it's official. DCU is dead. It's now called World of DC. I was like,
I think they just wanted to do that to piss people off.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still gonna call it the DCEU. Zach Levi, he calls it the DCEU, guys. In an interview, he was talking. He said the DCEU, and he was talking about incorporating Shazam. Yeah. It's too. Dude, we're already so far with it. I cannot call it the DCEU.
Yeah, I'll end up just calling it just like it just slips.
even Ezra Miller said that too. So it's like
he did?
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said that like I think last year's Comic-Con he said the DCEU.
Yeah. Guess what? The fandom named it, and that's good enough.
Yeah. Hey, that's daft. That's fine by me. All right, back to the questions. Brothers in Light. He asks, "What's your take on the whole DC fans are just white guys brouhaha from today, and why does it seem like DC fans are always fair game? Why so much tribalism?" Yeah, did you hear about that today? Because of the whole James Gunn thing.
Wait, was that part of James Gunn? I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, basically, yeah, because there's a lot of people that have been posting about, you know, the hashtag diverse DC stands. Yeah. And basically what happened was, this is in lieu of the whole James Gunn thing, which I don't know. What was your whole thoughts on that? Do you think he deserved to be fired?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's really hard to say.
Because it happened, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
he already apologized about him like 6 years ago, too.
I understand why Disney does. Disney just does that. They don't want any backlash, nothing like that. They they cancel out these guys. Like once they find out something, and even if they knew, it doesn't matter. Like once the public finds out something, there's like, you're done.
Yeah. It's outrage culture. Yeah.
And Disney's all about that. All about their image.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't think they were going to do it, and they ended up doing it within 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing of it is, it's like, I mean, I don't really have, when it comes to him firing, I mean, that's I don't know how exactly I feel about that. I mean, but at the same time, I'm like, well, he kind of brought it on himself for getting involved with all the politics stuff. And then it's like, dude, you do that, people are going to start digging up dirt, you know? And that's where we've gotten, sadly, you know?
It was just jokes on Twitter,
on Twitter, but they were,
but were they? Is he an actual pedo or
no? But it's just some of those jokes were very questionable, and he posted a link. Okay, he posted some kind of link that had to do with pubescent girls. I don't know. It was very strange. Very strange. I was like, what in the hell?
Why would you say that kind of stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, these guys are going after like comedians that have made these pedo jokes, and I'm like, I mean, that's where it gets a little too far. It's like, well, you're going after comedians, come on, you know, they're edgy, whatever. But at the same time, I'm going, what's with all the pedo jokes? I don't understand it. Why so many? Okay, you know, you have one that is really edgy that's gonna get shock value. Okay, but
what happened to your mama was so fat?
Yeah, exactly. Can we go back to that? Jeez, let's go back to the 90s, the Yo Mama jokes, man. But I mean, yeah, I'm just like, why so many? That's all. I'm like, why so many? Why is there so many? You know, and it's just, it's really strange. Does that mean that somebody's got to lose their job and get their life essentially ruined? Well, I mean, it's basically what's going on, because, you know, a lot, and I always find it funny too when I see on my timeline that, man, you know, everybody's really backing up the MCU. Of course, it's Disney. I'm like, well, it's more than that. It's a political thing, because the whole thing started because James Gunn got involved with like a dispute between a conservative and a liberal, and James Gunn is very left leaning, very liberal. He is obsessed with Trump and everything, and that's why I had to unfollow him, because he wouldn't shut up about him. Very passionate guy. And, you know, he tried to go after certain people, and then all of a sudden, you know, people on the right dug into his old tweets and started posting about him. And it's like, dude, you're digging your own grave here. If he would have just shut up and like, hey, you're about to work on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Hey, guess what? Get off fucking Twitter and do that. You know, if he would have just did that, you know, kind of like I wish our president would do too. It's just get off the fucking Twitter and run the country, for fuck's sake. You know, the social media thing is just a whole beast, and it's just really taken a life of its own. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, you have Roseanne. She was on Ambien, tweeted out some shit, got fired from her show. This is almost the same thing, because James Gunn on Ambien, tweeting out stupid shit, gets fired. I mean, and that's what that's what conservatives are trying to say. It's like, hey, you guys created the rules about this. We're just playing along. I don't really like that mentality. I'm like, well, why can't you guys just be better people? You know, but then I'm also looking at the left going, why can't you, I mean, you can't tell me that James Gunn and people like that wouldn't do the same exact thing. You know, they would. If somebody on a conservative side made those kind of jokes, they would go after him big time, you know. Yeah. Tim Allen he's like the perfect example, because he's really one of the only really well-known conservatives that are in Hollywood. If he would have made pedophile jokes 9 years ago, there'd be so many people wanting his show to get canceled. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of hypocrisy, but I just hate that both sides have to act like that, and it's just that it's getting us nowhere. We're getting so divided with that shit. I hate it.
Well, it's affecting their jobs.
Yeah. So you know, ruining people's lives. Yeah. You know,
ultimately affecting our nerd culture too, because we don't get to see those movies.
You know, it's like, I mean, I mean, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if they hire Taika Waititi to do Guardians 3. I mean, he would be perfect. Yeah, I mean, he would be perfect. You know, he's up there. I mean, Thor Ragnarok was essentially in the vein of Guardians, so
Guardians anyway. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not? All right. Ideal of Hope 97. He asked prediction time. Which movie will receive better reviews from critics, Shazam or Aquaman? Who between those two films which will gross more money? What do you think? Who do you think will get better reviews?
Better reviews. Ooh, I might say. I think Shazam might get better.
Good answer. That's what I thought.
But Aquaman might make more money.
That's exactly okay. See, this is why we do this, Chris. We think alike.
Oh,
we're right there, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, Shazam will get better reviews because of its playfulness, and of course, we're gonna see those critic reviews that said, "Finally, a lighthearted from DC." We're gonna see that. Don't get upset. You know it's coming. Don't get upset.
It's a smaller scale too,
exactly.
So it doesn't have those expectations of being epic and
it really doesn't. It really doesn't, which is great. Yeah. But Aquaman, I feel, will pull in more money because the scope of it, you know.
Yeah, the scope.
You know, huge. Shazam, like you said, it's small. It's going to be more contained. But Aquaman is a whole fucking world. It's a world, you know. So yeah. So there we go. We're right on the right page of that. So, all right, guys. I think that's going to be it for us. I mean, thank you for answering the questions. We're almost at 2 hours here, so we got to wrap it up. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
It always goes fast, man. Always goes fast. But I always like talking with you. It's always fun. But so you said that Godzilla won Comic-Con. I would say, well, for me, I think Aquaman. Just for me, I would say it won Comic-Con, but I'm right there with Godzilla. I think Godzilla was definitely my second favorite trailer, followed by followed by Glass, then Shazam, because I'm really looking forward to Glass.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on Shazam. I'm just saying that when it comes to the order of those 4 trailers, it goes Aquaman, Godzilla, Glass, and Shazam for me. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't really ranked them. Well, Godzilla, Aquaman, and I think. It's a toss-up between Shazam and Glass, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's hard to do that. When people ask me, I'm on the spot. I'm like, I start like going, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard.
That's why I had to think about it. I was like, you know what? I keep clicking that Godzilla, and that's just me because I am a Godzilla fan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's up there with Superman, so it's like if Superman came up, that's my favorite right now. But you know.
There's not even a trailer, and it was my favorite. Yeah.
Shazam fly? Yeah,
it was close. He tried.
Did you see that video that John Aaron did? I don't know.
No, I don't think I did.
He compared scenes from Zack Snyder, Batman v Superman, and things like that to the trailers. I don't know if he did Aquaman.
Well, I saw somebody compare when Shazam tries to punch Dr. Savannah, and then he grabs it, similar to how Superman tried to do that. Right. Yeah.
Or hitting through the side, how Superman hits in Justice League.
I can see that.
And Batman, and it was Shazam that fell on the ground, and he's talking he looks exactly like how Batman says, "I'm bleeding." I think I'm.
Oh God.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, David Sandberg's making fun of Justice League or something."
Maybe he is. That would be fun. That'd be great if he was.
I was like, "Wow, you picked that up really good."
Yeah, little jabs at the studio. Why not?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Anyways, guys, all right. Well, we appreciate you guys clicking in. Where can they find you, Chris? Promote yourself.
At Ping Pong Flicks. Well, actually on Twitter at Nexus Pong, and got my show Ping Pong Flicks, or Chris Wong-Swenson.
Nice. There you go. He's a man of many words. And he's I mean, I like your style because you do the long range videos, no cuts. You know, I love the fact that, you know, there's like I was saying, you know, about the Wall Street Journal thing, when people actually, you know, investigate and look into the people who are talking about this, you know, you have somebody like you who's long range discussion, full on discussion. You know, well worded, you're well spoken, you're not choking on your words or anything like that. Then you have somebody like me who's just, no, don't worry, you're fine. It's okay to do it every now and then. You're not perfect, I get it. And then you have me who's like, okay, let me just get a 4 or 5 minute video. Let's go. And then of course you have someone completely on the other side like Film Gob or something like that takes his time and does some pretty funny ass videos.
I know,
and stuff like that.
Like
so
the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. And I totally wish I could do more stuff like sketch stuff like that. I mean, my short videos are, they can get like that, but I mean, I just don't have the time to like concentrate on like a video like that. I wish I did, because I have ideas where I'm like, it'd be great to just like do something like that and this, and it's just like, shit.
I don't have your humor.
Which is great, which is fine. That's what I love about it, though. That's what I love about a community. You have different voices.
Quick on my feet like that.
You're pretty good, Don. Don't sell yourself short there, man. You're good.
Trying to keep up.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's the vodka, Chris. That's all it is. Just start drinking vodka. You'll be fine.
This is not hard enough.
Yeah, see, exactly. You got to get the hard stuff, Chris. Yeah, exactly.
All
right. So yeah, but that's what I love.
Well, if I meet you in September, we're gonna have to go drinking.
There we go. We definitely will. We definitely will, and we will. We won't drive. We will stumble somewhere. No, we'll get it. We'll get a lift or something. Don't worry, guys. We'll play it safe. Anyways, yeah. So I appreciate you guys listening. Yeah. If you have any more questions or anything, like I said, just hit me up on the Twitter with the Film Junket podcast hashtag, and I'll try to answer them for you. All right, guys. So appreciate you watching, and now go to sleep and let's have a good week. Not like last week where it's just craziness.
I know.
Oh, and by the way, too, rest in peace, John Schnepp.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. That was a loss. Can't believe it. 51.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize he was that old. I thought he was younger, to be honest. I thought he was
pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I was young, but I thought he was like I thought he was in his late 30s. Early 40s.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So hey, that shows right there that he aged well. But yeah, that was, I mean, like I said before, I didn't always agree with some of his opinions, but I respected the absolute shit out of the guy. And that Superman Lives. Nerd. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that Superman Lives documentary is awesome. He did a great job with that documentary. Yeah. You saw that, right? Did you see it?
Oh, I have it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
I bought it.
Yeah. It's a fantastic documentary. If you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor. And I hope his friends and loved ones and family and everything, hopefully they're pulling through. That was definitely a loss in our community. Big loss. So rest in peace, John. And like I said, thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you later.